As we transition to a voluntary society, it's going to take courage to spread these ideas to people who are not familiar with them. And one group that's doing so in Dayton took an advantage of a tragic shooting in a Walmart to turn the message to one of peace and voluntarism. I'll share a clip with you from Dayton Daily News, who reports about some counter-protesters to a Walmart shooting. And you'll see how this helps us transition to a voluntary society. Take a listen. The sign says, "Toy guns don't kill people, cops do." And then there's a man holding a peace flag that says, "Badges don't grant extra rights," from copblock.org. And then they have a sign displaying real gun, toy gun. So these peaceful protesters made the newspaper. Here's the article from DaytonDailyNews.com. Beaver Creek. A small group of people held signs in protest Saturday to speak out against the Beaver Creek officer-involved shooting at Walmart that happened earlier this week. State authorities are assisting in the investigation into the August 5th incident in which a 22-year-old John Crawford III of Fairfield was fatally shot. Police say he was shot after he did not drop an air rifle when instructed to do so by Beaver Creek police officers Sean Williams and Sergeant Dave Darko. So a 22-year-old boy is dead for holding an air rifle in a Walmart. We'll continue with the story from Dayton Daily News, where the Dayton, Ohio cop block made the local newspaper for carrying signs. Angela Williams, 37, of Fairborn, also died from an apparent medical emergency while running from the incident inside the Walmart store with her 9-year-old daughter. The protesters, who called themselves the Dayton, Ohio Cop Block, carried signs outside the Pentagon Boulevard store. One read, "Toy guns don't kill people, cops kill people." And another stated, "Peace, not cops." One of the protesters was carrying a sidearm in a holster and was also carrying a toy gun in an effort to show the difference between real guns and fake guns. None of the protesters were willing to be interviewed or provide their names. Well, damn it, guys! Darn it! Oh, I'm so mad at that. Why not? Why not? Oh, I'm afraid of what people will think where I work. I'm afraid of what people will think if I take a stand on something, if I have an opinion. Man, I hate to criticize the people who are doing the right thing. Good for you for being out there, but then, damn it, be accountable. Why not? What are you afraid of? The newspaper's trying to report on you, trying to give you press. You're not gonna. None of the protesters were willing to be interviewed or provide their names. Well, for goodness sake, guys, if you're Dayton, Ohio Cop Block, don't you have a website where you publish stuff? Aren't you reporters? I hate to be screaming at my friends here, because you guys I would consider friends. We're working on the same project here, the Freedom Project. Go be interviewed. Man, I don't know. I'm so frustrated at that. Because I see that happening a lot in Cop Block. Is because Cop Block is decentralized, people are like, well, I'm going to film the police, and that's it. Like, you know, I don't have any kind of consistent stance on recording or openness or accountability, transparency. I'm able to be private and unaccountable, but I want to hold the police to be accountable? No way, man. You got to lead by example. It's not a good way. If you don't want the police to act that way, you shouldn't act that way. The coroner's office ruled Crawford's death a homicide. Investigators will have to determine whether the officer-involved shooting was justified or not. Well, investigators, well, that's just generic enough to work. You know what that means. Other officers. So people in the murderer's department are going to investigate their friend, say, oh, was that a legitimate murder or not? And I wonder what they're going to find. Judging from history, These men will get a paid vacation and then be right back on the force. Maybe some desk duty, but then they'll be back.